It's game 34 here tonight, and welcome to Orleans Outlook. I'm joined by play-by-play broadcaster Logan Raddick. And Logan, last night the Birds bounced back after 3 straight losses. Garrett Bench got the scoring started with an RBI double in the 3rd inning. How'd you like the way the Birds' bats came to life last night?
The hitting was really good last night. It's not that the Birds hadn't been hitting, they just hadn't been scoring. 3 shutouts this week, the first 3 that the Birds faced all year, but 9 hits yesterday, 8 runs. It was all about the timely hitting. Adam Hazley had a big RBI triple. You saw some balls into the gap down the line, and then also Brewster bailed out the Firebirds with 3 errors. They have the 2nd most errors in the league, but also the Whitecaps, they have the best offense in the league on paper, but on paper their pitching is also the worst. They have the 10th worst team ERA, and that showed yesterday. The Birds came away with an 8-6 win, and that game was called early due to a lack of sunlight, so just an 8-inning affair. But the Birds got back to their winning ways, and they're at 500, 16-1 entering play tonight.
Now you mentioned Adam Hazley. The last time the Birds played against Falmouth, Adam Hazley walked it off with a home run to win the game. And tonight we're going to see Chandler Day on the mound against Falmouth. What can we expect to see out of Chandler?
Well, going back to Adam Hazley, he's just been the clutchest hitter on the team recently. Last Sunday against Brewster, he had a game-tying 2-run double. That game finished in a tie, the only one of the year for the Birds. Then the 2-run walk-off homer. Yesterday, he hit that big triple to drive in 2 runs, and he also hit a single that drove in a run to tie the ball game yesterday. So he's been really clutch. He's been working great at bats. He's taking pitches right off the plate. He just has great discipline, and in the 3-hole, a starting player in the All-Star game, he's just been so great for the Birds. So Adam Hazley really pacing the offense. But going back to Chandler Day, as you mentioned, 2nd start for him. He's more of a bullpen guy, so look for him to give 3 or 4 innings, but he's got great stuff. Very good fastball, good breaking ball with a lot of downward movement and a changeup. So look for him to work effectively, because Falmouth has 2 pitchers from Florida State that are going to be kind of splitting a start. They're probably going to go 3 and 3 because they're both on limits. So look for it to be more of a bullpen game with converted relievers starting tonight.
Yeah, and a bullpen game last night it was for the Birds, as Kevin Smith had an outstanding outing, 6 strikeouts, moving him up to 27 strikeouts on the season. Great to see that out of Smith. And we're talked about how the All-Star game is on Saturday, this Saturday. A lot of Birds making appearances. Coach Kelly Nicholson will be the field manager, and we got Riley Adams, Riley Mahan, Adam Hazley, Brian Miller, Ethan Paul, just to mention a few. And how do you think, what separates these guys from the others to put them on that Eastern Division All-Star team?
Well, yeah, 6 players in the All-Star game. The lone pitcher, Joe Ryan, who is the 2nd best ERA, under 1 right now, so he's been great. But if you look at the hitters, you got starters in Riley Mahan, Riley Adams, Adam Hazley, Brian Miller, Ethan Paul come off the bench of utility. But what they're all really good at in common, they can hit the ball for extra base hits. They're solid line drive hitters. They work good counts. They have high on base percentages. They have high batting averages. So they're just really smart players. They're all good on defense too, but they work a good at bat. They draw walks. They don't strike out all too often, but they do a solid job of getting on base. And that's why you see those 5 guys usually bat 1 through 5 in the Birds order. And then you have Drew Lugbauer, who's going to be representing the Firebirds in the Home Run Derby. And he's going to be batting cleanup tonight, so a chance for him to show off a little bit more power before he has to focus on that uppercut swing for the competition.
Yeah, hoping to see those All-Stars perform here tonight against Falmouth. First pitch is at 7 p.m. Chandler Day takes the mound.